Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to discuss pronoun. What is pronoun? Or what are pronouns? Pronouns are the words we substitute for other nouns when our reader or listener already knows which nouns we are referring to. For example, you might say, I have a friend. He is wise and sharp. There is no need to clarify that you are describing your friend in the second sentence because you have already mentioned him in the first sentence. Pronouns turn phrases into sentences. They provide context, make the meanings of your sentences clear, and shape how you perceive people and things. Pronouns are short words we swap in or we enter, we replace for other nouns to make our writing and speech faster and more varied. They are words like they, I, you, who, themselves, each other. Pronouns make up a small category of nouns. The distinguishing characteristics of pronoun is that they can be substituted for other nouns. For instance, if you are telling a story about your sister Sarah, the story will begin to sound repetitive if you keep on repeating Sarah over and over again. For example, you could try to mix it up by sometimes referring to Sarah as my sister, but then it sounds like you are referring to two different people. If we say Sarah has always loved fashion, my sister announced that Sarah wants to go to fashion school. Instead, you can use the pronouns she and her to refer to Sarah. We can say, Sarah has always loved fashion. She announced that she wants to go to fashion school. Pronouns can replace both proper and common nouns. Certain pronouns have specific rules about when they can be used, such as how it could never be used to refer to a human being. Then we have the types of pronouns. The first type of pronouns is personal pronouns. When you think of pronouns, you most likely think of personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are pronouns that refer to specific individuals and groups. Personal pronouns include I or me, she or her, he or him, they or them, we or us, and you. Here are a few examples of personal pronouns in italics with the names they are referring to bolded. The new students will arrive today. They will need a seating assignment and a name tag. My father loves Chinese rice. We make it every Friday. In the second example sentence, notice that rice, which is a noun, and them, which is a pronoun, aren't emphasized. That is because in this section it isn't personal pronoun because it isn't. Number 2, the second type of pronoun is antecedent. In order to use a pronoun, you need to introduce the noun first. That noun has a name. An antecedent. Antecedents are necessary because pronouns are multipurpose. Think about the pronoun it. It can refer to a bike, a tree, a car, a city, and we just use it to refer to something else entirely. Take a look at these examples to see how antecedents and pronouns work together. My family tests my patience, but I love them. The sign was too far away for John to read it. Antecedents aren't necessary when the reader or listener knows who or what you are discussing. Generally, you don't need an antecedent for pronouns like I, you, we, our, and me. But because there are no absolutes in grammar, sometimes you don't need an antecedent in this kind of situation. For example, when you are giving a speech where you introduce yourself and your credentials before discussing your achievements. There are also circumstances when you might not introduce a noun first and instead reveal it after using only pronoun to refer to your subject. You might do this for academic or poetic effects in a piece of creative writing. The third type of pronoun is relative pronoun. Relative pronouns are the pronouns connecting relative clauses to independent clauses. Often they introduce additional information about something mentioned in the sentence. Relative pronouns include these words: that, what, which, who, whom. Traditionally, who refers to people and which and that refer to animals or things. Here are a few examples of relative pronouns. The first is: the man who killed the dog is not here. Second, all the dogs that got adopted today will be loved. Third, my car, which is nearly 20 years old, still runs well. The fourth type of pronoun: who versus whom, subject and object pronouns. That is, subject pronouns and object pronouns. Many writers commit mistakes in knowing them to use who and when to use whom. They commit the mistakes. They don't know when to use who and when to use whom. The difference is actually very simple. Who is used for the subject of a sentence and whom is used for the object of a verb or preposition. Here is a quick example. Who mailed this package? Second, to whom was this package sent? In these sentences, who is subject pronoun. It is in the same category as I, he, she, they, and we. Whom is as object pronoun, which puts it in the same category as me, him, her, them, and us. The fifth type of pronoun is demonstrative pronoun. That, this, these, and those are demonstrative pronouns. They take the place of a noun or noun phrase that has already been mentioned or is clear through the text, through the context, either in written or verbal communication. This is used for singular items that are nearby. These is used for multiple items that are nearby. The distance can be physical or metaphorical. Take a look at these examples. Here is a letter with no return address. Who could have sent this? What a fantastic idea. This is the best thing I have heard all day. That is used for singular items that are far away. Those is used for multiple items that are far away. Again, the distance can be physical or metaphorical. Here are a few examples of these pronouns in action. The sixth is indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns are used when you need to refer to a person or thing that doesn't need to be specifically identified. Some common indefinite pronouns are one, other, none, some, anybody, everybody, and no one, or none. Here are a few examples of indefinite pronouns in sentences. Everybody should stand up, please. It matters most to some than others. Nobody knows when death will come. When indefinite pronoun functions as subjects, when indefinite pronouns function as subjects of a sentence or clause, they usually take singular verbs. The seventh type of pronoun is reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns end in self or selves. They are myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, oneself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Reflexive pronoun is used when both the subject and object of a verb refer to the same person or thing. For example, she checked herself out of the hotel 30 minutes before checkout time. Take care of yourselves, or take care of yourself. Using myself when you mean me is a common mistake the writers and the speakers make. Some writers and some speakers make. Reflexive pronouns are only correct when the subject and object of a sentence are the same. The eighth type of pronoun is intensive pronoun. Intensive pronouns look the same as reflexive pronouns, but their purpose is different. Intensive pronouns add emphasis. Conceptualizing the difference between them and reflexive pronouns can be challenging because the emphasis isn't always clear. Take a look at these examples of intensive pronouns and examine how they are different from the examples in the previous section. I told him I could do it myself. We asked ourselves, is this business really worth saving? If you can remove a pronoun from a sentence and it loses emphasis but its meaning stays the same, then it is most likely an intensive pronoun. Compare these two sentences. I built this house, and then I built this house myself. See how the second one emphasizes that the builder had no outside help. Intensive pronouns can help you express pride, shock, disbelief, credulousness or incredulousness, or any other strong emotion. Here are a few examples. Here is only one example. They hiked the entire mountain range themselves. The ninth type of pronouns is possessive pronouns. Possessive pronouns are noun pronouns that show position. They include the following: my, your, our, their, his, her, its. These can also be called possessive adjectives if they modify a noun in a sentence. Take a look at these examples of possessive adjectives in action. I crashed my bike into a telephone pole. Your house is always decorated so nicely. This category also includes independent versions of possessive pronouns. They include mine, yours, ours, his, hers, theirs, its. When you use an independent possessive pronoun, you drop the noun it is referring to. Here are a few examples. She forgot her jacket, so I gave her mine. I had no idea whose bed won the auction. Then my cousins told me that theirs did. The 10th type of pronouns is interrogative pronouns. Interrogative pronouns are used in questions. The interrogative pronouns are who, what, which, and whose. Here are a few examples of interrogative pronouns at play. At play means which are used, which are involved, which are in use. Who wants a book? What is your name? Which novel do you want to read? Whose plan is this? Or whose pen is this? And the 11th type of pronouns is reciprocal pronouns. There are only two reciprocal pronouns. The first is each other and the second is one another. These pronouns refer to two or more people who are both the subject of the sentence. Each other is used with two persons while one another is used for more than two. Take a look at these examples. Jawad and Rani, the two top players on our team, are competing with each other. The 12th type of pronouns is distributive pronouns. Distributive pronouns refer to the people, animals, and objects as individuals within larger groups. They enable you to single out individuals while acknowledging that they are part of a large group. Distributive pronouns include the following: either, each, neither, any, none. Here are a few examples of distributive pronouns in the sentences. All of my friends entered the contest and none of them won. Cookies and pizzas are available, neither is appealing to me. That is it for now. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe my channel and keep on watching my videos. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.